Yahushai, Bashim Kakudash, that one goes into the apostles, the elders from Great Millstone, that they taught us the truth. That much love and peace and blessings goes out to all the hopeful elect that are teaching the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, truth and sincerity. So this was going to be like in transit thoughts on the go that I was just meditating on the spirit. Is that basically it's a spiritual concept that is found in the scriptures that we got to be separated as believers in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and at large as a nation of Israelites who we are, our ethnicity. We have to be separated from this sinful flesh, because for all the sins that you brothers, even myself, commit, first off, sin is a transgression against the Heavenly Father. That's the power we serve. So that's the very last thing as believers that we want to do, is transgress against, do something wrong against the very power that we are supposed to be serving. But at the same time, we have no control over that. You know, we because of the sinful flesh that the Lord gave us to understand the good and the evil. Because now as we live these shortened lifespans and, we're subject to dying and everything, we learn both sides of the coin. But, being separated from this flesh, which makes us do these things, as far as going off, even as a people, look at Jake in the world, they sin all the time. Why is it? Because they're in the flesh. But in our spirit, it groans out to serve the Heavenly Father, and that's the only real way that our nation will be able to do it perfectly, without error, a perfect vessel for the Lord. Just like you want a good tool to use, you want a handy tool that you can rely upon at all times and use it to what it's capable of. It's the same view with the Heavenly Father in us. We're going to be as vessels of righteousness, man, so we can perfectly perform everything that's in our spirits to want to do for the Most High. And with that, that's for a majority of us brothers, the scenario is going to have to happen is that our bodies be changed, because the scriptures even tell you that the creature was made subject to vanity, And why are we made subject to vanity? So that we can ultimately be manifested as the sons of the Heavenly Father. And it goes back to Adam's sin. So separated from the flesh, we won't be able to do all these things that are against the Heavenly Father. And then we could be on, that's where it comes the dominion, the actual rulership of the earth, because we'll be able to do that perfectly. Because in times past, when we had the power was abused. The power that we were granted on earth, while we're in the sinful flesh, we always fell short, and we fall short now. Like the time of Solomon, when he in his old age built the houses of idols for his wives that believed in idols, and that was him going off. But in the beginning of his reign, all through his reign, it was in all his intents to perform the will of the Heavenly Father, because Solomon asked for the wisdom of the Lord, and through wisdom you get perfect knowledge on how to serve the Most High. But King Solomon, he was subject to his flesh. He was still a man, a regular mortal man. The scriptures even tell you, I believe this is Wisdom of Solomon, or the book of Sirach, how the earthly tabernacle presses down upon our spirit, roughly paraphrasing, so that sin is always conceived in the mind. So the mind is always trying to deceive you, like all these spirits the Most High can set against us. They always mess with your mind, telling you to question your judgment and do this and do that, which is against the Heavenly Father. But that's why it's so important to believe in the Lord, because a part of our works, as far as we're doing, is trying to be righteous, even though we're subject to sin. So if you look at that, we will always fall short in that aspect, in that mark. But belief is something that you will never fall short in, as long as you retain it. Because even you could say, when it comes to the Apostle Peter, he was weak in his faith. He got weak in his faith, but he never gave up. He never gave up on the Lord. And he felt, the scriptures tell you how he felt ashamed. He wept after he denied the Lord. He wept. So even he in his heart still believed, but he was scared. He was subject to the flesh, and the flesh made him sin. He was scared. So that's why it's so important of all these examples that we can list through the scriptures, that why we need to be upgraded, so then we will never have these instances again, these faults, these grievances, these sins that are before us, which are honestly, it breaks your heart to think about all the sins that you've committed. So how much more when we have a righteous body and we're able to commit the things of the things which please the Lord, how much joy that will bring, and how much suffering of our entire situation as a nation will be better just through that. And that's power, man. That's power, because you can take every Israelite right now and force them to keep the law, right? Let's say we got all Israel right without giving new bodies. Eventually, wickedness is going to be sold in. So that's all you need, the new bodies, man. But I'm pretty much reaching my destination. So if I have some passing thoughts I'll think of them before I shut down. But I mean, that's pretty much it. The fact that we need new bodies, man. And the things, part of the things that deter you in this body, in this flesh, is sicknesses, not just sin itself. A part of having new bodies is you don't get sick all the time, because sickness and even death takes away from being able to officiate for the Lord like we're supposed to do, being a priest. Priests are mediators. They're spokesmen. But pretty much that was it. All praise goes to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Shalom.